Well, hello and welcome back to another land navigation video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use a map roamer. Now a map roamer is used to take and to find map grid references. Now a map grid reference is a certain spot or location on a given map. Some compasses do have roamer scales on them, but not all compasses. If you buy a cheap compass, 9 times out of 10 they won't have a map roamer on them. But like I say, you can get map roamers separately, and this is a map roamer. It's got your scales. The popular scales that you're going to use, 1 to 25,000 and 1 to 50,000. What that means is the scale of your map, if it's a 1 to 25,000, that means 1 centimetre on the map is actually 25,000 centimetres on the ground, or 250 metres, and a 150,000 is 1 centimetre on the map. It's 150,000 is 50,000 centimetres or 500 metres on the ground. So let's get to it. Like I say, they're used for taking and for finding map grid references. So I'm going to show you in this video how to use one, and in this video I'm going to show you how to find a map grid reference. You've been given a grid reference, and this is the popular is 6 figures. It's 2 letters and 6 figures. You can use 8-figure grid references, but you'll be suffice with a 6-figure grid reference. In this case, it's SJ 073676. So that is a certain location or a certain spot on a given map. So let's split it up. We can split it up. So you've got your 2 letters. So let's take your 2 letters. Then you've got your first 2 numbers, followed by a single number. Then your 4th and 5th numbers together, followed by your last number. So you can split it up. Okay, like that. So the first 2 letters is the map sheet number, as it's called. All Ordnance Survey maps have a sheet number. All different maps covered in the UK. For a certain given area, you'll have a sheet number. So that's your sheet number SJ. And the first 2 numbers, that is an easting, what's called an easting. Now then, your lines running up and down your map are your eastings, because they run west to east across the map. And the 4th and 5th numbers are your northings. Now your northings are your horizontal lines running up north, up the map. And eastings are always given before northings in a grid reference. Easy way to remember is E comes before N in the alphabet. So that's your sheet number of your map. That's your easting, and that's your northing. And when you find your easting and your northing, you'll have a square, kilometre square. And your 3rd digit and your last digit is a 10th of that square. So let's get going. Like I say, sheet number SJ. So this map I've got here, this is sheet number SJ. So I've got the correct map. Now then, let's look at an easting. So we've got 07. So we look across your eastings, running across the map, and there's me 07 easting line. So I've got that. So let's not worry about that. Leave the 3rd number for a second, because we've got to find our northing line. So 67 is our northing. That's the horizontal lines running up the map, and in this case it's this line here. So that's our 07 easting and a 67 northing. So 0767. So we found our easting and we found our northing. So that location, that grid reference is somewhere in this square. So now we look at, after the easting, we look at, it's got number 3. So this is where our Roma comes in. So on the easting line, 07, we've got a 1/25,000 scale, 1/25,000 scale, which is what this map is. And if you look, we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, up to 10. So, and we've got on our reference 073. So on our easting line, on our reference Roma, we put it on number 3. So we've got 073. Just move the map up a bit. Like, actually, I'll just knock my camera down and zoom in a bit so you just can see it a bit clearer. So we put our 3 on the easting line, so we've got 073. So now we look at our grid reference, and we've got 67 where we found our northern line, and it's 6, so 676. So keeping our number 3 on our Roma, on our easting, we've got 6, 7. So we need to move our Roma up, keeping the 3 on the 07 until we've got 6 on our northern line. So we've got 073, 676. So that's our grid reference, 073, 676. So now what we do, we look in the top corner there, which is the 0 on the Roma, and we see it's a footbridge. So that grid reference SJ 073676 on a map is there. It's that spot there, which is a footbridge, and that's it. So that's how to use a map Roma.